everybody, welcome back to the table. My name is Devin.
And I'm Liz.
And this is Boardgamehype. And today we're looking at the 2 to 5 player game, Campy Creatures by Keymaster Games. Right? Yeah, it was like, you gave that like, no, you're wrong. Do you want to go over the introduction to the game?
Absolutely. So it is ages 14 and up. It's approximately 20 to 30 minutes to play. A little bit of flavor text and as an introduction. So as a mad scientist, you're in constant need of precious mortals for your experiments. Look no further. With this handy guide, you'll be capturing them in no time. Be warned, some mortals will not go down without a fight. Instead of getting your hands dirty, you're going to use your campy creatures to do your bidding. Capture those valuable mortals, and you're on your way to becoming the next Dr. Frankenstein.
Yes. So this is a little ghoulish game of deduction and bluffing. I'm not a huge deduction fan, honestly. I don't play a lot of deduction games.
No.
But I was actually told by Brandon Omi, shout out Tangerine Games, to get this game, and I'm glad I did. So let's go over an overview and then a little bit of how to play the game.
For sure. So each player will take I'm going to say please observe the hivers. They will each take a player deck and then the corresponding clash marker and the corresponding little token. I token, which is your score tracker. Every deck is the same, just the back of them is different, so it corresponds. So it's color coded.
It also shows the iconography for that specific faction that you're taking cards for.
So each deck has 9 creatures that you can use. And then beyond that, what you will do is you will essentially create a deck of mortals, and then you will kind of create this location/assistance deck. You will flip 2 mortals over, and then each player will lay a creature face down. You will reveal at the same time, kind of a 3-2-1 situation.
So you're going to go ahead and each player is going to take their hand of cards. They're going to choose whichever one they would like, pick that card, put it face down, and then at the same time, you want to go ahead and do that?
Yes, I would love to.
At the same time, both players are going to flip it and then reveal the card, showing the different score on the top here. And whoever gets the highest score gets to capture the specific mortal. Yes. However, there's actually special abilities on each of the cards. Well, not each of them, but most of them have special abilities. And they have 2 red dots on the bottom here. And those red dots actually tell you when you can actually play the card. If it's either drain, like while you're capturing the mortals, or right away before capturing the mortals. So you can kind of play the card to like sneak up on your opponent. And that's where a little bit of that deduction comes in. You never know what your opponent is going to be playing. So once that happens, for example, she played the kaiju. So the kaiju is actually going to be higher than mine. She's going to get to choose one of these 2 mortals to add to her mortal deck. Yep. So go ahead and choose the assistant. Yes. She'll add it to her mortal deck. The diver will be going into my mortal deck. Unfortunately, that's a -1. So some cards have negatives and some cards have positives. You obviously want the positives, but sometimes there's a couple cards in here, I think, that let you use negatives. So I would add that there. And then, boom, you continue play. This gets discarded, that gets discarded, and then you continue on like that. So that is essentially the how to play of Campy Creatures after the round is over.
Yeah, so it's scored in 3 rounds. That is something I guess we should probably mention.
Yeah.
Essentially, you're going to build a mortals deck every round. You are going to play until you only have 1 mortal left. At that point, that mortal is discarded. You really don't want it to be an assistant. Obviously, you don't have a lot of control because there's randomization with the decks. But that gets discarded. You're going to then essentially reshuffle all of them together, score that round, flip a new location, and then continue with the game. It plays in 3 rounds total.
Oh, and we should mention that.
Yes, there are.
Do you have cards with those in them?
I believe I do.
Awkward.
I do not. Right here. Okay, here we go. So if I was more prepared.
Let's show that.
So this card right here, there are 2 little house symbols at the top. That's actually how you determine who is going to capture the location. The person with the most little house symbols for each round. So
whoever has the highest amount gets this location at the end of the round, and then sometimes it helps you, and you can use it for certain abilities. The last thing we should say is the clash-o-meter here. That is how you break ties in the game. And so whoever's on top usually breaks the tie. And then once the tie is broken, you flip them down and boom.
And we have actually used the clash-o-meter to decide the winner of a game. So it
2 times now.
Twice.
So
yes.
So yeah, I think that's good.
Yeah.
I think that's the overview, how to play the game. Let's dive right into our review. In this channel, we are really focusing on 2-player games. We're helping you discover 2-player games that play well, hopefully at 2 players as well. And we do that through a 5-point rating scale.
Yes.
And then with 5 points of emphasis, right? And so the first point of emphasis is actually going to be components and accessibility. I'll let you go ahead and talk about what you think.
Absolutely. So components and accessibility. So with that, we are looking at everything from gameplay pieces to the financial obligation of buying the game to the ability to play the game in multiple places,
setup time,
space, the ability to play it maybe if you do have like some like seeing difficulties and or fine motor skill difficulties, anything like that. So we look at a wide variety of things. I actually rated this at a 4.
Okay.
So pretty high on that. I feel like obviously the cards are very high quality, which I wholeheartedly appreciate. From it is linen finish, which he has an affinity and love for forever.
You all know how much I love linen.
I think the wooden pieces are very, very well done. I appreciate all of the color coding throughout. I think that makes it more accessible than it would be otherwise. I think they did a really good job with it. So
yeah, I gave it a 3. I mean, I gave it a 3 because 3 is about an average, you know, and I don't think it goes above and beyond. I mean, the board's good quality, the cards are linen finish. It's just normal wood pieces. So there's nothing like super crazy about it, but I think 3 is a good rating for this. So
absolutely.
Then we move on to theme and story as our second point of emphasis. For me, I gave this a 4 out of 5. This whole game is like just theme crazy. I love the fact that we're actually capturing mortals and we're being monstrous and like, you know, that weird evil wizard stuff. I love that kind of stuff. So I gave it a 4 out of 5.
Yeah, I actually also rated it a 4 out of 5. I feel like the theme is just so present throughout this game. I am not someone who is typically a fan of creatures, monsters, scary things, anything. Like I hate all of that.
Horrified. She likes that.
I do love horrified actually.
It's cooperative though, so it's a little different.
Yes, but typically the theme is not my jam. However, I love the way it's been done here, and I love that it does feel very ghoulish. It doesn't feel like scary necessarily, but
I think the art reflects that.
Yes,
you know, and
like
so,
it very much gives me like nostalgic movie vibes almost.
Yeah, and I think that directly carries over to our artwork because I think you said 4, right?
Yes.
Directly carries over to our third point of emphasis, which is artwork and graphic design. For me, 4 out of 5. Once again, I think everything is super easy to read. The artwork super aesthetic. It has that duotone, you know, pattern to some of the cards here, and it has that comic booky vibe. So yeah, what did you think of the art?
Yeah, I actually put that at a 3.
Okay.
Again, like really well done. Not saying it's not. The one thing I would say, I know that confused us our first playthrough was just some of the iconography on the mortals. At the tops, we were very confused. Simply because the icons don't necessarily go with the like card made color, I guess you would call that. So that's something that had we maybe just watched a video playthrough or like read the whole rulebook before diving right into setup. But overall, very well done. Yeah,
so our fourth point of emphasis is gameplay and mechanisms. For me, I gave this a 3. Again, it's doing just simple mechanisms. I mean, deduction, you're playing a card, revealing, blah, blah, blah. I've played a lot of games like that, so it was nothing like super new and innovative. But I think it played really well throughout. So I just gave it an average score of 3.
Yeah, so I rated this one at a 4. So definitely enjoyed gameplay and mechanisms. I feel like some deduction games are wildly complicated to learn. You know, I feel like some of them are just so overwhelming to learn. This did not feel like that.
Or they force you to try to think too much about what your opponent.
Like this much, it was very, very fun for the two of us to try to guess what the other person was laying and kind of like debate and try to deduce that.
The funny thing about this is we always play that kaiju with the mummy. So the mummy, if you play the mummy, it automatically defeats the kaiju. But notice how the mummy has a 3 and the kaiju has 8.
Yes.
So you would think the kaiju would win, but the mummy actually has an ability that says you capture immediately if the kaiju is in play.
Yeah.
So we're always like...
There are a couple. The blob we have playing at the same time. It's number 4, the invader, where you can capture 2 cards. We'd both be like, oh, we want both of those. So we'd play them at the same time. So I thought that was a lot of fun.
Okay, yeah. You want to go into the last one?
Yeah. Final one is experience and feeling. So how did we feel throughout the game? What was our experience? Did we have fun? Were we frustrated? Those kinds of things. I rated this at a 4. Like I said, I had a really good time playing this game. And I appreciated the 3 rounds. I felt like it was long enough to have a good time, but not too long that I was bored.
Yeah.
So I think that is just like a sweet spot for this game.
Yeah, I gave it a 4 as well. I goes back to the art. I mean, I had a lot of fun. I love the art style. The entire time I felt kind of like I was playing, Campy Creatures. Like I was like capturing people and being all mysterious. So I give that a 4. And then our additional point of emphasis is, since this is a whole 2-player channel, YouTube channel, we does this game play well at 2 players? And for me, it definitely does.
Yeah, I would say absolutely.
I don't even know, a 5-player game, that would be kind of crazy to play.
It would be a little chaotic, I think.
Yeah. So, but yeah, so I would give it a yes as 2 players. So my overall hype rating is actually a 4, and I believe yours is as
also
well.
A 4, yeah.
So that falls into the middle category of liked it. We actually have 3 categories. We have 1 is fell square, and that's anything from like 0 to
2, 2.5.
And then liked it in the middle.
Yep.
And then we have 5 or 4 out of 5
is hyped up.
Is hyped up. So those are the games that we will always play, So that has been Campy Creatures. You have anything else to say about it?
That's it.
Overall, I mean, it's a good game. Yeah, I would highly recommend getting it.
Would definitely gift it to like friends and family.
Yeah. It's a little bit like Sushi Go, but kind of like an advanced version of that. Yes. So if you like that style of game, I would totally recommend this. Keymaster Games, good on you. So yeah, that has been Campy Creatures. This has been a review. What do you want them to say in the comments below about this game?
Oh,
what their favorite character is?
Yes, I would love to know your favorite character and or your best Clash-O-Meter moment. Because the first time I won over the Clash-O-Meter was glorious.
Was it though?
And or soul crushing for you.
Yeah, so let us know in the comment below what your favorite Clash-O-Meter experience was in this game. Also, let us know how this review, was. Did you like this review? Do you want us to do more like this? Are there another Keymaster games that you want to see? Until next time, I am Devin.
And I'm Liz.
And we are Boardgamehype, and we will see you in the next video. How are we closing it out? I am a monster, yes you are!